After high school, some people get careers, some get relationships, and some develop an obsession with VTubers and haven't left their room since. These are the worst types of Gen Z after high school. First up, we have the Gooner. Now, with all the free time in the world, they fully retreat into their room. The room gets darker, messier, and starts smelling foul. He now has a body pillow, maybe two, a list of OnlyFans subscriptions that he references in casual conversation like it's Netflix. He has a porn collection he shares on Discord that has been explicitly, repeatedly begged not to share, and is shared anyway, every single time without hesitation. Like he's doing you a favor. This does not belong on general. Every piece of media becomes unnecessarily sexual. You're watching a completely normal show and he finds something. You didn't know that character could be made weird. He found a way. And apparently so did others before him. The furry pipeline claimed another one. After high school, he lost most of his social connections. He tried replacing them with this. Once the algorithm gets involved, that's it. The Gooner has not talked to a real woman in over 6 months, yet still claims to have a waifu. You send him a meme that has an anime character, he sends back something that is also an anime character, a different looking one. Bro, how old is she in that image? She's literally 500 years old. No, she's not. His memes went from unfunny Reddit jokes to straight up porn with extra steps. The worst part isn't any of this individually, it's what happens to every shared space he's in. Group chat, Discord server, any community he joins. He sends something and everyone goes quiet. Someone changes the subject. Nobody acknowledges it. Everyone regrets inviting him. He doesn't know this. He never notices. Now, unlike the Gooner, this next guy actually manages to get into a relationship. Unfortunately, that's where things go wrong. The relationship hostage. This guy got a girlfriend after high school and immediately ceased to exist as a person. He used to have opinions. Now everything starts with we think or she says. His Spotify is entirely her taste. Yay turned into Taylor Swift. He's watching a show he visibly hates because she likes it and he needs something to talk about with her. You ask him what he's been up to, he tells you about her week. They started dating 3 weeks ago and suddenly both their profile pictures are matching characters. He sees everyone less and less. 10, not at all. The only proof he still exists is an occasional Instagram post. Always the same format. Couple photo, cheesy caption, 10 the engagement announcement. Which would be sweet. Except you distinctly remember him calling this exact person crazy and controlling twice. Both times a breakup, both times his words, both times back together within the month. As long as I have her, I'm not alone. When you remove her from the equation, there's just a guy with no stories and no opinions. The relationship didn't become a part of his life, it became his life. Next up, someone who also let one thing define them. The scammer, the fraudster, couldn't make it work in school, couldn't make it work in trades. Not because they weren't capable, more because sitting down and learning something difficult wasn't really on the table. So they found the path of least resistance and put an AI-generated logo on it. Reseller, scalper, crypto guy, course seller. It doesn't matter what the front is. The product can change. The person never does. Sneakers when sneakers were hot. NFTs when they were a thing. Pokemon cards during the craze. He claims to be an entrepreneur, has pictures next to sports cars that may or may not be his. His bio has quotes like multiple income streams, locational arbitrage. Most people aren't built for this. He's 19 and has never had a job. The thing that actually gets people about these is the smugness, the genuine belief that finding the shortest route made them smarter than everyone was actually benefiting society. That extracting value is the same as creating something. Well, tell that to the shareholders. But everyone around him knows. He just doesn't care. Then the guy that peaked in high school or wasted his potential. Two versions of the same thing. The first one peaked in high school and held on to it. Still at the same bar, still telling the same story. Half his friend group is 2 years younger because everyone his age moved on. And he needed people who would still listen. In his version of high school, he was beloved, legendary even. He was the third best midfielder on a team that went 6 and 8. The retelling has improved significantly over the years. The second one had real momentum and just didn't use it. Best in class athlete who genuinely had something. YouTube channel building real momentum until 2 videos flopped and he never uploaded again. Not one big failure, just a decision to stop, repeated until stopping became the default. Moved back home, planned 6 months. It's been 2 years. Both versions know exactly what happened. That's the part that actually stings. They know exactly where it went wrong. Made peace with it in a way that should feel fine. It doesn't quite. This one is scarier. Not because anything went wrong, because nothing did. The invisible person. Wake up, work, scroll, sleep, repeat. No hobbies, no goals, no stories. Nothing catastrophic happened. Life just quietly stopped progressing and nobody noticed, including him. He's still on social media, occasionally likes something, never posts. You run into him somewhere and the conversation is fine. There's just nothing to grab onto. His screen time report is the most impressive thing he's accomplished all year. You stop inviting him to things, not because of anything he did, but because his presence or absence makes no difference either way. He never organized anything, never suggested a plan. He simply existed in spaces until he stopped showing up to them, and nobody noticed exactly when that happened. This one isn't the most dramatic, but it is the most likely. The NPC isn't a character, it's the default outcome. It's what happens when you don't become anything else. Not one bad decision, just enough small ones that added up to nothing. Every time life asked him to pick a direction, he chose later. After enough years, later became never. The person that is just a statistic is terrifying because he is completely normal. None of these guys woke up and chose this. It was just small decisions, each individually fine, that added up to something they didn't plan. That's the part worth paying attention to. Not don't be these people. You already knew that. The ones who avoided it just stayed in motion long enough that the default never had a chance to settle in. Pretty low bar. Somehow still the whole thing. If any of this hit a little too close, I have other videos like it. Subscribe. See you in the next one.